Hello, 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 YouTube. How are you guys doing today? That's right. It's your girl Ebony, Real Talk Therapy 101, back with another episode. We're gonna have some good conversation today. We're gonna have some good fun today. I hope you guys were able to check out my short on Monday. And as I go throughout the video, I'll kind of explain how and why things kind of got off kilter on Monday for your girl. But if you are new to the channel, my name is Ebony Campbell, and I am a certified alcohol and drug counselor in the state of North Carolina. I am also a certified peer support specialist, as well as a master level qualified professional in the state of North Carolina. I am currently enrolled in school on the last leg of receiving my master's in social work so that I can become a licensed clinical social worker. And the purpose of Real Talk Therapy 101 is to have conversations about our mental health, to be able to recognize if and when it's mental health that we're struggling with and what to do about it. And I like to call it being in uncharted waters. So when we get to places we've never been before in our life and we don't know how to maneuver through this thing, where do I go? What do I do? Who can I trust? Who will help me? Or who's going to take what I'm going through out here, go to the next level with it? Who's not going to be honest with me? Who's not really gonna help me. It's real. It gets real here on this channel to the point where sometimes to help navigate from one place of life to the other, your girl might use a cartoon, a movie, a TV series. You just never know here on Real Talk Therapy. But the whole purpose of the channel is to help us all figure out how to navigate from one place to the other. Life is hard, and it's even harder when you don't have the supports that you need or the people that you can go to. And because mental health has such a stigma, and it has a stigma to the point where people don't really realize when they're struggling with their mental health because they felt this way for so long, and other people have told them that it's something different, or you don't know how to recognize if it's mental health or not, or you have mastered the art of manipulation to use mental health as a cop out from doing what you need to do in your daily living activities. So either way it goes, we're going to get to the root problem of it, recognize when it's a mild concern, severe, um, or even moderate, what you can do, where you can go. And even if you're not in the state of North Carolina, guys, I know some really cool licensed clinical therapists, professional counselors, spiritual counselors, preachers, or whatever you may want to call them if you want to go the spiritual realm. I know some really, really cool, already licensed people that can assist you with that, and help you, get from one place to the next without it being something that you cannot, do your activities of daily living, your daily functional activities. And I like to call these things coping strategies, interventions, whatever you may want to call them, to help you maneuver through. And just a little fun tidbit about me. I always talk about myself in some form or fashion, my real life experiences. I never call names. I do protect the names of the innocent and the guilty, but I do not call names simply because I know what it's like to be put out there. I know what it's like to be lied on. I know what it's like to have your name in lights and have to deal with stuff that you can't really explain because of the ramifications of whatever it is. However, my version of what I've gone through is my version of it. And if you're somebody that I know, somebody that I used to work with, somebody that I was once friends with, somebody that, whatever, and anything that I talk about on this channel, if you feel like it relates to you, then you know what they say about if the shoe fits, wear it. You wore it when you were putting me through what I was going through with you, so wear it. Continue to wear it. So I don't even give people the opportunity to go anywhere other than up with my channel. Now, because we are human, guys, everybody go through something. And I sit and struggle a lot, especially with watching celebrities. I think that's what breaks my heart the most, because it seems like these people have everything they could ever want in life, but still lead some of the most miserable existences as I know it to be. But I also always share, or if you know, like I said, if you're new, please subscribe, like, comment, share. And I always share a custom made t-shirt, um, kicks of the day, and a coach bag and or accessory of the day, because by me being certified in alcohol and drugs counseling, my forte and the most of my experience comes from substance or some type of abuse. May or may not, be substance abuse, just some type of abuse. And the substance abuse was near and dear to my heart. I will talk about that more in depth. Of how I became so interested in becoming a substance abuse counselor and helping people. But my background, everything has always been to help people. Every job that I've had has been me standing up for the little guy, because your girl got a big mouth. And of course advocating, because I just love people, and if I can be a help to anybody, that's what I would rather do than to see you out there in that uncharted water. You got two pedals on your boat, and if I've made it through that situation that you're going through, I don't mind sharing with you how I got to the other side. But I'm also honest with you, because how I got over is not going to be the way that you get over. Why? Because we're different. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and feature today's coach bag of the day. It is a little light blue city tote that comes with its own wristlet. And for those of you who are getting to learn and know me, I have had an addiction to Coach for several years now. I saw one of my I call her little girl, but she's all grown up now. I saw her yesterday, and when I tell you, girl was Coach from head to toe, literally toboggan, scarf, Coach coat, bag, everything, and she's like, "Oh my God, Miss Emily, you still love Coach? What do you mean still love Coach? I never stopped." It might be a little light problem. However, I've been blessed to have a plug, and his name is my husband. But this bag is pretty old. You can see, you can tell by, but it's Coach. It's guaranteed. And it matches the blue in my shirt. And because I am experiencing with backgrounds and my new equipment and stuff I got for the channel, I usually try to position the camera where you can see my kicks of the day that go along with my bag. But your girl got some work on that. So that's another thing on Real Talk Therapy on this channel. What you see is what you get. I don't edit. The only thing that I have started doing was replacing the background, because I have a gray screen now and I'm so excited about it. And I want to know how people did that. Outside of that, if I make a mistake on a video, that's what it's going to be. Simply because it got to be real. I got to be real. I started out this thing, kind of trying to mimic people and different things that I saw on YouTube, and it wasn't working for me, because that wasn't who I was. And I wasn't able to give my viewers, my subscribers and you guys, I wasn't able to give you what you needed, because I wasn't being me. So please pardon my ring. The sun shines a lot, out here where I live, and so it hits my ring, and it may go off a couple of times. But outside of that, we good to go. These are my kicks for the day. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they are baby blue, Carolina blue, light blue, whatever you want to call it, Vapor Max. So these are the kicks I'm wearing today. You've seen the bag that I'm wearing today. And my custom made shirt, my husband and I do make shirts. You will have the opportunity to order some shirts. The young lady that's working on my website and helping me get all that stuff together, hopefully, mid-February or towards the end of February, early March, we'll have all that stuff together where you can order where you still can order. You can put it in the comments, and then I'll get with you on how to get you a shirt. You can go on the IG page and send me a DM. if you want to order one of the shirts that you've seen on the channel, or if you want me to make a custom made shirt just for you, I can do that. So just let me know. But today's or this week's topic, because we started out 5 days a week, and you guys will see if you'll go back. You know, one thing you got to learn about me, I don't like going back. I just like sitting down, start the conversation, and going into it. But if you go back, I was making a custom made shirt, doing a video 5 days a week, getting content out. Your girl works full-time job in school. I'm a wife. I'm a grandmother. I'm a mother. You know, and time. It just, time just wasn't on my side with 5 days a week. So my goal was to start doing a short, 2 shorts and a video. So Monday's short just ended up being an old Founders Day video, because I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And Monday was our Founders Day. And so Monday was a long work day, and then I was with my sorority sisters, and I had just had a grand old time, and I really didn't have the time that I wanted to sit down and do an actual video to lead up to today's, or a short to lead up to today's video. So there will be a short on Friday. But our shirt today says, just breathe and let it go. Real Talk Therapy 101. Just breathe and let it go. When we take a breath, as I'm sitting here talking to you and I'm looking at myself, I can tell you, none of us really know how to focus on breathing. We just know we breathe to survive. We're humans. That's our makeup. Now, I'm no good at science. None of that. So I'm interested in all of it, but I'm no good at any of it to be able to tell you the functions of our body and all that cool stuff. But I do know that when we lay down to close our eyes, whether it's to go to bed at night or to take a nap, we just go to sleep when our bodies begin to shut down for us to go to sleep. You don't think about it. You don't try to say, okay, I have to take 7 breaths, turn on my left side, and then I'll be able to go to sleep. Now, if you are somebody that has to do that, I don't. Sometimes I'm asleep before I lay all the way down. And so, when you're going to sleep, you just trust and believe that once you're able to go off to sleep, you're going to wake up the next morning. I think that if anybody thought if they went to sleep, they weren't going to wake up the next day, it would be really hard for them to go to sleep, because now your mind is winding with anxiety for whatever may be going on the next day or whatever day, this, that, and the third. And y'all, I really don't like having to put my glasses on when I'm talking and meeting with y'all, because of the glare from anything else that's around. And I'm still trying to situate myself and find, a good place to be. But your girl can't see like she used to be able to see. So the glasses are imperative and important. So I got to get my little hope, and hope is older generation in my family way of saying you need a little help. So I need a little help with these good fine Coach eyeglasses here. But just breathe and let it go. And the biggest thing with that is, what does that look like? Well, I don't know what breathing looks like for you. I only know what it feels like for me. I don't even know what it looks like for me. I just know that there's no way I'd be able to sit here and film this video and have a conversation with you if I were not breathing. And sometimes when we are on tilt about something, when your anxiety is on 1,000, and if you don't even recognize that it's anxiety, so let's call it what it is. When I get mad, when you get mad, how do you feel? When something makes you mad, how do you feel? And what I want you guys to do from this week to the next is keep a journal. Now, we ain't got Dollar Tree no more. Dollar Tree is a whole $1.25 now. So, you still go to Dollar Tree, but you might go to Family Dollar somewhere. They have those journals. You get nice little journals and different things. But because your girl is addicted to Coach, the fact that Coach had a journal is what I have. And you can refill. So once I fill all the pages of this particular journal, I have refills. And so you write this stuff down, because when you become, even as young adults, even in your 20s and in your 30s, you may forget things. So if you keep a detailed journal of how you feel, why you feel that way, what you were going through that day, what the onset of it was, that's what helps you when you go and talk to somebody or have a real talk conversation with someone about what you're feeling, instead of you having to sit and recount and recall what got you here. Go ahead and start writing it down. And because it's yours to write, it doesn't have to follow a format. It does not have to sound professional. It does not have to sound, however, you're having a conversation. Now, if you catch a girl at work, not, yeah, I am. I was gonna say I'm not like this, but yes, I am. I am a little more, on the professional end, and I do try to use terminology and carry myself, especially if I'm talking to other colleagues or other professionals. But when I'm working with my clients and when I'm working one on one with my friends, family, loved ones, I am your biggest cheerleader because I want to see you win. I want to see you win. So now we got to figure out how we can help you win. And that's what your journal is for. So don't get all discombobulated or out of sorts about, man, I ain't nobody want to write nothing down. You better write it down or talk to Siri in them iPhones and stuff y'all got, or Google, whatever you got. Put it in your phone, whatever, just so you can recall, so you can start learning patterns of where you are or what's going on with you when you can't just breathe. If you've never had an anxiety attack, if you have never had a panic attack, if you've never had an asthma attack, or if you've never been in a situation where you simply lost your breath and couldn't catch it, that's a horrible feeling, because now you can't breathe. And you begin to panic because you can't even remember how to breathe. And what you can't remember is that you didn't know how to breathe in the first place. You was just breathing because everything was okay. It wasn't calculated. You didn't have to try to figure it out. You didn't have to try to understand it. You didn't have to try to, hey, oh my God, I can't get it out. You didn't have to try to ask for help because you were okay. But in the midst of a panic attack, it's unreal. You don't know how to get the air back flowing. Now you're scared. And think about the emotions, what your body go through, what you're feeling when you are truly indeed afraid of something. Fear, and a couple of episodes back, I wanted you guys to look at the acronym of fear as face everything and recover. So that doesn't matter what it is. But even with facing everything and recovering, you have to face and recover from your fears. And sometimes our fears are associated with the people around us. Now, the people around you, depending on where you are and what you got going on, you can control your atmosphere. Even at a job, you can control your atmosphere. Debbie Downer, Messy Marvin, Messy Mary, all them people on your job. Gossiping Gary, Troublemaker Terry, Crybaby Susie Carey, whoever. Them people on your job, when you go to work, you can position yourself to avoid the triggers, the external triggers that are around you at work. Even if you share office space, I used to put my headphones on. I don't need an outside noise because I already got noise in my head. I don't need all this outside noise in my head because, for one, I'm here. I have a job to do for how many ever hours I'm on this good people job. Because if you don't work while you're on the good people job, you shouldn't get paid. You can't go to work just to hang out with your friends and then you want a paycheck because none of your work is done. And I'm trying to tell you, you don't want your girl as your supervisor. This ain't what you want. Little Uzi Vert say. Because at work, it's about that job that we have to do. Now, when I clock out and I'm on my personal time, hey, what was it that you wanted to talk about? Oh, now you don't want to talk about it because we ain't at work? Cool. I offered, and I'm even write that down. Today, I told Crybaby Carrie I would talk to her about whatever she was trying to talk to me about during work hours when we were supposed to be working. And Crybaby Carrie said she was good. So when we clock in tomorrow, Cece, don't talk to me about that because I tried to talk to you yesterday. I have learned to guard my lunch break. If I'm gonna go to lunch with you, we ain't talking about this job because it's called a break for a reason. My 15 minutes, then my 15 minutes. Go away from here. I don't want to talk because I have to regroup and revamp and get myself back together too. I've shared with you guys on many episodes, professionals need professionals too. We gotta talk to somebody, you know? And it's just human nature. It's the socialization process of being humans and communicating with other beings. You know, we need to talk to other people. My mom tickled me last night. She's like, I just enjoy talking to you and my son-in-law at the end of the day, and we go and go and go. And I mean, we on the phone and we look up, it's 2 hours, and she was just like, it feels so good to talk. I know y'all probably said she must have had nobody to talk to. No, it's not that. It's just sometimes you may talk to people all day long, but when you talk to your person or your people, you do some talking, and you're trying to get everything in because you're around the people that love you unconditionally. You're around your cheerleaders. And just a refresher for 2025, I told you guys when I first came onto this channel, you're going to have two categories of people in your life: cheerleaders and fans. And it's up to you to learn the difference between the two. The cheerleader is right there with you, good, bad, indifferent, ups, downs, wins, losses. I got you because I want you to win. The fan, long as you up, we up. When you start going down, I got to go find me somebody else. I don't know how many people I know that were once LeBron James fans that are no longer. And then you can't even tell me why you ain't a LeBron James fan, especially when you ain't on LeBron James level. Like, come on now. Come on now. Y'all know them the people that sit on the couch and tell them sports people what they need to be doing. Go play. Cause that's the space we in now. If you can do it better, do it. I ain't trying to hear you say this shit if that was me, because it ain't you, because that's what I'm gonna tell you. But dang, that ain't you. So I hope you figure out what's you so you can do you and not worry about what this one doing and that one doing. Because now you taking up space in your mental, being concerned with everything but what you need to work on. We gotta work on us. And I did a whole 5 or 4 week session or segment on self-care, but I didn't dive as deep as I needed to. Because self-awareness, self-identity, all of that stuff with yourself, within yourself, self-preservation, self-love, self-motivation, all of that stuff that starts within. I don't care if you have reached the tender age of 18 or if you are 88 years old. This now is your responsibility. You've made it wherever it was that you've came from in life. You've gone through those stages of early adulthood, middle adulthood, I call it the golden years, but it's older adulthood. You've made it through all these different stages. And now it's time for you to hold yourself accountable and do your own work. You can't be out here 45 years old saying, I don't know how to behave in a relationship because my mama and my daddy didn't show me that. Well, when you was 5, because you're 45 now, and you've probably been in relationships, you've had friendships, you've done some of these things to where now it's not on them, it's on you. Get it together. Do what you gotta do. And nobody likes to face the man in the mirror. Everybody goes through a phase of blaming everybody else instead of looking at themselves. You know how I know? Because I've done been there. This is everybody else's fault. And accountability, it feels like an attack, especially when you ain't did what you were supposed to do. Get over it. If it ain't got nothing to do with you, keep your mouth closed and stay out of it. If you're one of those busybody people that just can't shut up and you gotta talk, you better tell somebody that ain't gonna go run their mouth. You better find you one. Because when people relay your message, it's like playing that game telephone. Because they're gonna put their own little twist in it and say, that's what you said when you came and talked to them. By now, y'all, you gotta know that. And if you don't know who that person is in your circle, 9 times out of 10, it just might be you, dog. But nonetheless, you have got to start holding yourself accountable. So when you start experiencing those feelings that have you where you can't catch your breath, and I mean not there's sometimes where you can't catch your breath in a good way. So like when I'm walking through the house, or I'm getting dressed, and I put something on, and I have to look up, and my husband looking at me, or he tell me, "Girl, you fine," or whatever. I might lose my breath in a good little way. But I'm talking about the panic attack, the mad I'm ready to fight, the mad I'm ready to cuss you out, the mad I'm ready to go get whoever did this to me, the mad I'm ready to not even try to understand what's going on with you. I don't care nothing about your childhood trauma. You came for me, so I'm coming back. When I start feeling like that, and I can't hardly breathe, now this is anxiety. But it is not a diagnosis of anxiety until I simply cannot function because I'm all day, every day. This is how I'm feeling. When it's a constant thing. And this is why I want to encourage you guys to take this further than the channel. You have to go have an in-depth conversation with a licensed individual that can help you to determine, do you really have depression, or is this just something you're using as a cop-out to not do what you need to do? When I tell people I have a diagnosis of major depressive disorder, a lot of people that really know me find it hard to believe. Because they're like, when I see you, you always happy. You on the up and up. Right, when you see me. Because I picked myself up out of the gutter before you saw me. I ain't gonna walk out there like Eeyore. Y'all remember Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh them? I don't go outside like Eeyore now. When I'm in my episodes, I'm in the comfort of my own home. There's very few people that recognize and know those signs, and those are my people because they will definitely check on me. They'll check on me whether I want to be checked on or not. And we've been taught and raised with this false sense of what strength is. Nah, boo. If you need to cry, lay down and cry. If you need to holler, lay down and holler. Men, if you need to cry, you frustrated. Say, ooh, I almost cussed. I've been doing good not cussing on the channel too. I try real hard not to cuss. But men, F it. Forget it. Cry. Cry. Y'all can't keep holding that stuff in as little boys, especially in the black community. You suck it up. Don't cry. Suck what up? Let that boy cry. He got to cry. Let him feel so when he becomes a man, he ain't out here doing some stupid stuff because he had to hold on to all of that childhood trauma. Let his children cry. My granny boy cried. Depending on what he cried about, I move a little faster, depending on what it is that he wants. But he got to cry. And 9 times out of 10, if it ain't nothing, you ain't gonna see no tear out of Granny Boy. And that's with anybody. But you have to have a release. Okay? So what I want you guys to start focusing on and doing so that you can breathe and let stuff go. We got a couple of points here today we're gonna talk about. Just a little bit at a time. That's another thing here on the channel. My attention span ain't worth a hill of beans. So I know everybody else has things to do. A lot of times when you're sitting down looking at YouTube, you're usually off. You've taken a break or whatever. That's when I do it. But if you're on a good people job and you're looking at YouTube or what have you, you just need to get this. But I try my best not to keep you long. And even though it's still only going to be one video, and it may go back to what it used to be, I'm gonna try to get everything in, make it as plain as I can make it, so that it's something you can carry with you to help you, along your journey. So 2025, every year somebody coming to the beginning of the new year, new me, new year, new me, new stuff, new this, new that, new this, new that. Lip service. If it's new, then you need to be doing it. If it happened in 2024, y'all gotta let it go. If it's water under the bridge, you gotta let it flow. Under the bridge. We create dams that stops the water of the flow from under the bridge because we haven't let it go. We'll tell people, oh, I've forgiven you. Oh, I'm over it. Oh, I'm done with that. I'm unbothered. All that stuff that y'all say. Hey, I ain't bothered and I ain't this and that. But then 2 days later, you talking about the same thing. Well, obviously, boo, you bothered. And if you my loved ones, I know one of my girls, sorority sister. I mean, she's like a real. I don't have real life sisters, but I have two really amazing sister-in-laws, and some of my sorority sisters are like sisters to me. My cousins, but one of us, she's gonna see this and she's gonna know that I'm talking about her. We've had several conversations just this week alone where I've said to her, "Quit saying that. Quit talking about it. Let's do what our purpose, walk in our purpose and do what we were assigned to do." The more we talk about it, the more we're going to be stuck in the wilderness like them darn Israelites in the Bible and couldn't get out of Egypt. So disclaimer too, because I don't think I mentioned this early on. In mental and behavioral health and addiction, you are, I ain't even going to say allowed, you are encouraged to seek your higher power to help you through whatever it is you're going through. So no matter what your spiritual belief is or your religious affiliation is, I always encourage people when I'm working with them. Now, when I'm working, it's completely about the client and their belief system, and I get to learn some really cool stuff from people. But when I am learning and I'm growing through my own journey, my spiritual belief is Christianity. So I believe and read the Holy Bible, and you'll hear me. One good thing about your girl, I play, I cut up, I do a whole lot of stuff, but I know that book from Genesis to Revelation. I know them stories. I know those things, and I use those as ways to get through my uncharted waters. And so if I know that that's your spiritual belief, you'll hear me say that a lot. And sometimes I use some of the parables from the Bible to explain whatever it is that I may be talking about that week. Please do not be offended. Please do not leave the channel because of that. Just hear me out and then relate it to your God, your belief, or whatever would work, when it comes to higher powers. So when I just said the Israelites, if you know the Bible, you know that they were being held captive and all this good stuff by Pharaoh, and God sent Moses to get them up out of there. And a lot of them had something to say because of who God sent. Some of y'all stuck because you don't want to listen to the messenger because the messenger ain't who you want to get the message from. Get out of here. Get out of here. You got to be so in tune with where you're trying to go that you don't miss a message, that you don't miss anything about where you're supposed to be. You have the autonomy. You have the power. You have the ability to do what you need to do to get where you're trying to go. So if you need help getting out of there and you shot up your flare and you sent out for an SOS and the help comes looking like somebody you don't want it to look like, or oh, in 2012 she was talking about me. I don't care what she did in 2012. She might have been talking about you, but in 2025 she talking to you. You got to get in tune with who you are to know the difference. Two ears, one mouth. I love loving hip hop, y'all. Love, love, love. I watch every Miami, New York, Atlanta, Hollywood, all of them. I love them. I love these shows because I listen to just about everybody's music. It's maybe a couple of people I hadn't heard of before because I really love music. Love, love, love music. All genres of music. And watching these people's lives unfold in real life, I appreciate their transparency. But Love and Hip Hop producers, cast, people, whoever, and anybody watching this, it's a couple of people I want to be linked with. Let me throw that back out there too, because I ain't linked that out. This channel might reach the people I needed to reach. I'm trying to have a conversation with Lil Wayne because he's a lyrical genius and I love him. Cheerleader. I don't care what y'all say about Wayne. I don't care what he got going on. I don't care how many baby mamas. I don't care. Listen to his music. Because there's a song called Let It All Work Out that got me through some of the most horrible times of my life. The man is a lyrical genius. And if you go back on the channel, my first weeks of episodes, I'm talking about a lot of his lyrics. So I'm trying to link up with Lil Wayne. I don't care if it's Zoom, but I don't care. I just want to have a conversation with him. I really, really want him to know what his music does therapeutically. Coach, I need a sponsorship. Now, my plug spend major money with y'all. Oh my God, I can't wait to show you guys all my new stuff. Y'all, I had turned off my fan because, ooh, that was the light. I had turned off the fan because it had gotten cool in here. And it was making a little noise. But my mouth is a little louder than the fan, I think, and the noise. So I got to cut it back on because now I'm sweating talking to y'all. That's how you know this thing getting good. So now it's for real with me sitting up here talking to y'all. But at any rate, Lil Wayne, Coach, Nike, and I am now talking to the producers, cast, whoever, Love and Hip Hop, attorney Kendra, Young Jock's wife. She's a soror, and I follow her on IG and wished her a happy Deltaversary and sent her, Founders Day message, and she loved my message. And so, I love watching you guys on TV. The only thing that I don't like is that you all have to first learn how to be honest with yourself so you can be honest with each other. Y'all on here calling each other friends and you just met. Then you fall out 2 weeks later. Then you go back and you talk about your friend to somebody else instead of talking to your friend. Me and my bestie since kindergarten. We don't, well, no, I was going to say we don't talk about each other. That's a lie. We do. We talk about each other to each other and to our parents and our families. But you won't catch me out here with somebody I barely know or somebody that I just met talking about my best friend. If anything, I'm going to be looking at you and ask you why you feel comfortable talking about my best friend to me. What's wrong with you? Don't you know who I am to that person? That's the first thing. And in 2025, we ain't talking behind each other back. No. If you call me and you got an out with your brother or you got a problem with somebody, hold on, let me merge it. And if I don't know how to get up with them, I'm going to tell you, hey, you got their phone number? Or you want to invite them to lunch? I'll go to lunch with y'all and kind of be like a mediator so people can be heard. You have to let people be heard. And I'm sitting watching the show all the time and I'm just like, dang, such and such was saying something so profound, and then here come Ratchet cutting them out. Y'all ratchet TV, it's over. Quit fighting each other and quit sleeping with each other, husbands and boyfriends and lying. And quit, man, cut that out. The world is watching you. And if you're supposed to be leading by example, y'all gonna lose me as a viewer very, very quickly because I can't keep putting all that crap in my head. I can't do it. I can't do it. Marriages fall apart because y'all don't want to put in the work. You ain't gonna like your spouse every day, but if you love them, you're gonna work towards it. My husband can be full blown mad at me, but if my car need gas in it, that's gonna happen. If my oil need to be changed, that's gonna happen. If I'm hungry, I'm going to eat, and it's vice versa. He can be, I could be mad with him, but when I get ready to cook, he gonna eat. Or I'm gonna say, you know what, you want to eat that? I'm not gonna stop the normalities of our daily living activities. We gonna continue, and when we both get to a place where it's not crazy, we sit down and we talk about it. It's amazing what a conversation can do. So I said that to say, you know, and y'all, so sometimes I do go on tangents, but I'm always really back in. With love and hip hop, they get on here and they portray these things. Like I said, these people have careers, they have money, they seem to have prestige and family support, and you know, the clothes, cars, the whatever y'all need, you know, the jewelry, whatever you need to feel sustained. How can you have it all but feel empty? How? Hmm. Okay. Y'all don't know? Because I don't know either. But you have it all and you feel empty. You feel unfulfilled. You don't feel okay. Well, a lot of it is because you haven't taken the time to deal with what's on the inside. The internal triggers get ignored because you're so busy worrying about what's on the outside. Do Inside Out. And we're going to talk about that movie. That's actually a pretty good movie. But Inside Out, you got to start inside. You know what? What had me messed up? And if you got to go all the way back to when you was in kindergarten, and please, please, please search the channel because I did a whole week on that of growing pains. From the time that you old enough to try to understand and you can maneuver through, you've got to get to that place. You got to get there and do that. So anyway, first thing for this year, make it personal. Everything that's going on with you, make it personal. Make it personal. If you stress me out, you ain't got to worry about it because you ain't get ready to talk to me. My iPhone block works well. I ain't even got to block you. I can look at my phone and see that you're calling. I can't do that right now. And I have learned not to do that. So you've got to do it. Stop letting things stress you out. If it stresses you, you've allowed it. So stop it. Cut it out. If somebody comes around you with unnecessary drama, go the other way. You can't control people, but you can control your circumstances and your surroundings. So what you can control, grab control and keep going. If somebody's showing you fake support and you find out that it's fake support, bow out gracefully. I ain't got to be bothered. You around, I don't know, for whatever reason, I don't know what you think you get ready to find out. I don't know. But I kept people around longer than they should have been, you know, in my inner circle. Remove yourself. Don't wait for them to go because the agenda, you know, they're getting whatever they want from you. So they ain't going to go nowhere. Block your access. For everybody that has underestimated my growth and where I'm going, and what I could do when I left jobs and things went on. Watch a girl move. Watch me move. Watch me. That's motivation. Because while you sitting there waiting on me to fall, which is something that I'm going, we fall and we fail at a lot of things. You like I told you, failure is an option. Sometimes it don't work out, but I know how to come back and try it another way if it's what I want to do. You cross boundaries with me after I set them, or we talked about setting boundaries, I'll cut ties. Hey, I told you that bothered me. And I really asked you not to do that. And now that we're back in this place again and you're continuing to do this thing to me, I gotta separate myself from you, dog. Love you. But where I'm going and what I'm trying to do right now, I can't go back. This drive that I have in me won't allow me to go in reverse. So I gotta let you go right now. Okay? All right. Go on. They gonna come and try to Cause the longer you stay and listen to the white noise, you're gonna be right back where you started, and it's gonna be like it's gonna be hard to try to get back to where you've worked so hard to get to. This year should be all about you protecting you. Protect your energy. Focus on where you're trying to go. Surround yourself with genuine people, but most importantly, become the genuine person that someone needs to be surrounded by. We want all of these things from people, but we gotta be willing and able to give it. Reciprocation, a fancy word for if I give you the shirt off my back today, then I'm gonna need you to give me the shirt off your back when I need one. If you can't give me what I'm giving you in 2025, and I don't mean material things. So when I say the shirt off my back, I mean when I'm down and out, and you can see that I'm down and out, but you don't even say, "Hey, what's going on? Can I help?" Or I'm missing an action, and you ain't even checked to say, "Dang, I ain't heard from Ebony. Let me give her a call." Okay, she ain't responded. Let me see how else I can reach to her and see how she's doing. If I don't get that kind of, because that's what I do. If I don't get that from you, pray for you, and I'm gonna keep going. Bible said not to dust off your feet, because I done been there, and that's where you guys gotta get. Quit letting people dictate how you live your life. I think it's Outkast, and I really think it's on the Stankonia album, Liberation. We alive, but we ain't living. If you alive, it's time for you to live. And the only way you're going to live is if you start working on that stuff that's on the inside that has kept you from breathing. And once you realize, writing down, how in the world did I end up with a panic attack? How in the heck did I get here? How did I get to where I couldn't breathe? I couldn't function. I couldn't get the job done. I couldn't do what I needed to do. What got me to this place? I'm going to go back to my journal and I'm going to read it. I'm going to figure this thing out. And I'm going to get there, because when I get back to this thing, when I'm faced with this very thing again and I need to move forward and not backwards, oh, I got triggered because them people said, "Oh, she ain't gonna," she got this little YouTube going on, and she trying to go to school, and she want to give somebody therapy, and her life messed up, and she want to do this and do that. You don't know nothing about my life. There's a big difference between perception and reality. My reality and your perception of my reality no longer phases me. My drum beat as I march through my day. It might be upbeat today. Tomorrow might be a little low tempo. Tomorrow it might be a little ballad. I'm on some little slow stuff. I'm slowing down. Next day I'm back watching two. But it's my beat. I created it. I control my vibe. Not you. Not society. Not nobody. Me. And that's self-preservation. That's self-awareness. That's self-love. That's self. You gotta get it. You gotta get it. So that none of this other stuff will continue to consume you or take you to these places that you have a hard time coming back from because you haven't trained your emotions to operate the way that you need them to. As emotional creatures, we can't keep letting our emotions get the best of us and allow us to be in places that we cannot maneuver or find ourselves coming back from or allowing ourselves to feel less than because that's how somebody else feels. No, you trying to bring me down because you down there. Now I don't reach down and try to pull you up. If you don't want to grab my hand, that's you. I'm not going to keep leaning over with my hand out. Little boy who cried wolf. I can't keep being bothered. I can't. And see how much happier you'll be. See how lighter you'll be. Because happiness is a choice. You have to choose to be happy. You ever seen somebody and it look like they don't have a whole lot? It might even look like they got next to nothing, but they got the biggest smile on their face because they've learned to be content with the state that they're in. They stop complaining because the more you complain and mumble and don't do, you spending more energy staying stuck in the stuck place than getting out. Shut up and get out. It's time to move. Now, I done told y'all that over and over. You got to decide how this thing's get ready to go for you. And I am not risking my mental health or my physical health any longer for anybody. I love me enough to do that for me now. And you got to love you enough to do that for you. So, if you are new, I want to thank you so much for stopping by Real Talk Therapy. Like I said, a lot of stuff is coming through the pipe. So I want you guys to go on this journey with me. I want us to be able to reach everybody because, like I said, for some people, it's not a true mental health diagnosis. It's a cop-out. It's what I want to say and what I want to do to get out of doing what I need to do. Y'all need me to say that again. For some people, it's not a true mental health diagnosis. It is a cop-out. So you don't have to do what you need to do. But for those of us that it's real, you'll do the work. You'll come out of there. Because if I hadn't have done the work to come out of there, I wouldn't even know about YouTube. I wouldn't care. And I definitely wouldn't care about trying to help you because I wouldn't have done the work to help myself. So people can only go so far. You got to do something. Faith without works is dead. You got to do something instead of complaining and sitting around waiting on people to do everything for you. It's time to work, y'all. It's time to move. It's time to do what you got to do. I appreciate each and every one of you that took the time to stop by, check out the channel. You're here with your girl. We're going through this thing. If there's some topics that you really want to just sound it out and talk it through, because I'm telling you, a lot of stuff can be worked out with a good conversation, a good, honest, real talk conversation. It can be worked out. And you have resources at your disposal that you won't even know that you have until you open your mouth. That's all it takes. You guys have an amazing remainder of your day. An amazing remainder of your week. check me out Friday for a short. And take care of yourself. And I appreciate you again from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so, so much for stopping by. Have a good one, guys.